Scores displaced by Trelawny demolitions. Scores of residents have been left homeless following the demolition of approximately 25 houses in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny. Residents say heavy-duty equipment entered the community at approximately 3 o'clock Tuesday morning and began tearing down their homes. A strong police presence was maintained during the operation as families attempted to remove furniture, clothing, and other personal belongings from the buildings. Several residents claimed that they were not given notice that their homes would be demolished. They said some families had occupied the property for decades and that a long-standing ownership dispute remained before the courts. According to the residents, an agreement was reportedly reached in 2019 for 19 acres of disputed land to be sold to them. They alleged, however, that there was no further communication before Tuesday's demolition exercise. Some affected residents said they had invested their life savings in constructing and maintaining their homes. Families were seen standing among the remains of the buildings as they considered where they would stay. The identity of the person or organizations that authorized the operation was not immediately confirmed in the initial reports. Dennis Meadows, the People's National Party chairman for Trelawny Northern, has expressed concern about the demolitions and the displacement of the families. Residents are calling for urgent assistance with temporary accommodation. They are also demanding that the authorities investigate whether the correct legal and notification procedures were followed. Caribbean judicial leaders defend the CCJ. The heads of judiciary in several Caribbean countries have expressed confidence in the Caribbean Court of Justice and controversy surrounding the regional institution. Their intervention came late Tuesday night after Jamaican Senate President Tom Tavares Finson warned that it would be reckless for Jamaica to adopt the CCJ as its final appellate court, while allegations concerning its internal operations remained unresolved. The Senate President's comments followed reports suggesting disagreements among members of the regional judiciary. Tavares Finzer argued that Jamaica should not proceed with a significant constitutional change until the allegations have been fully examined and satisfactory answers provided to the public. Regional judicial leaders have now moved to defend the CCJ, expressing confidence in the court's integrity and independence. The controversy comes as Jamaica continues discussions about replacing the United Kingdom-based Privy Council with the CCJ. The government will require opposition support to achieve the parliamentary majority necessary for that change. The latest dispute could therefore complicate Jamaica's constitutional reform process. The opposition People's National Party is also facing calls to clarify whether the reported controversy has affected its position on the CCJ. Public sector wage deal, its last minute obstacle. A proposed wage agreement between the government and the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions reportedly encountered a last-minute obstacle shortly before it was expected to be signed. The development emerged Tuesday night after the parties appeared to have made significant progress to formalize the agreement. The reported difficulty involves outstanding concerns raised by public sector representatives. Further discussions are now expected before the agreement can be completed. The Confederation represents several major public sector unions, making the negotiations important to thousands of government employees. The delay could increase frustration among workers who have been waiting for clarity on salaries, employment conditions, and the next phase of the government's compensation program. The latest development also comes as academic staff at the University of the West Indies and the University of Technology take industrial action over separate unresolved compensation matters. There is no indication that the negotiations between the government and the Confederation have collapsed. However, the late disruption suggests that important details have not yet been settled. Public sector employees are awaiting an official explanation and confirmation of a new date for the proposed signing. 3 detained following St. James operations. 3 people have been detained following separate police operations in St. James that resulted in the seizure of a firearm, a ballistic vest, and more than 80 rounds of ammunition. Detectives assigned to the National Strategic Anti-Gang Division conducted the first operation at Fairview Plaza in Montego Bay at approximately 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. Police reportedly searched a woman and discovered 75 rounds of ammunition, 74 rounds of 5.56 ammunition, and one 7.62 round. She was taken into custody. At approximately 6:30 that evening, investigators executed a search warrant at a premises in Meadows Vale, Montego Bay. During that operation, police reportedly recovered a Taurus pistol, a magazine containing 6 rounds, a firearm holster, and a ballistic vest. One man and another woman were subsequently detained. The identities of the 3 individuals are being withheld while investigations continue. Formal charges had not been announced at the time of the latest report. The sieges come as the security forces intensify operations targeting illegal firearms, gangs, and organized criminal networks in western Jamaica. Indecom investigates fatal Lakespen shooting. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched an investigation into a fatal police shooting in Lakespen, St. Catherine. The incident occurred on Tuesday and involved members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Indicom investigators are expected to process the scene, collect forensic material, and obtain statements from the officers and any available witnesses. The weapons carried by the officers involved may also be submitted for ballistic testing as part of the investigation. Indicon routinely investigates incidents involving members of the security forces that result in death, injury, or allegations of abuse. The opening of an investigation does not establish that officers committed wrongdoing. Its purpose is to independently determine the circumstances surrounding the fatal encounter and assess whether the use of force was justified. Anyone who witnessed the incident or possesses photographs or recordings is being encouraged to contact Indecom. The authorities are expected to release further details, including the identity of the deceased and the police account of what occurred. Police seek witnesses following Zimise Beach altercation. Police are appealing for witnesses and participants to come forward as investigations continue into a violent altercation at the Zimise Beach event. The confrontation reportedly occurred at Puerto Seco Beach in Discovery Bay, St. Anne on Sunday. Videos posted on social media appear to show a group of men attacking other patrons. The footage quickly went viral and sparked widespread outrage. The Central Criminal Investigation Branch is leading the investigation. Police believe people who attended the event may have photographs, video recordings, or other information that could help determine what triggered that confrontation and identify those involved. The organizers of Best Weekend Ever have also responded to the footage and reaffirmed their commitment to the safety of patrons attending their events. No arrests or charges had been announced at the time of the latest reports. Anyone with relevant information may contact the St. Anne CIB at 876-972-2209. Information may also be provided anonymously through Crime Stop at 311. Members of the public are being cautioned against making unverified allegations against individuals shown in the recordings while the police investigation remains active. St. Elizabeth senior citizen dies after alleged attack. A 68-year-old St. Elizabeth man has died in hospital approximately 1 week after he was allegedly attacked by his grandson during a family dispute. The deceased has been identified as Lawrence Smith of Middlesex near Lacovia. Police reports indicate that Smith intervened in an altercation at approximately 6 o'clock on the morning of August 3rd after he reportedly saw his grandson squeezing the throat of his granddaughter. The grandson then allegedly armed himself with a piece of 2x4 lumber and struck Smith under his left hand, right arm, and ribs. The suspect reportedly fled the community following the incident. Despite his injuries, Smith later went to the Lacovia police station and made a report. He complained of severe pain and was subsequently admitted to the Black River Hospital. Smith died at the hospital on Monday evening. Police are continuing the investigation and were reportedly attempting to locate the alleged attacker. Investigators will now have to determine whether charges should be laid in connection with Smith's death. The allegations have not been tested in court. The case has renewed concerns about domestic and family violence in St. Elizabeth. Police officials have indicated that intervention efforts will be increased in affected communities. As always, thank you for watching. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Jamaica News Now, and turn on notifications for the latest breaking stories and national developments. Thank you for watching, and have a safe and productive day.